Transportation of agricultural products in Brazil has always been a challenge, to say the least. It's the number one factor limiting agricultural growth, but that's changing rapidly. The country is putting its full weight behind its infrastructure development. In March, a group of 16 farmers and journalists on the Top Producer Frontier Study Tour traveled throughout Brazil to get a handle on how quickly this infrastructure is being developed and to learn what that may mean for U.S. producers.
The roads are a little bit better because we have a state tax that soybean farmers pay, and we have an agreement with the government that this tax will be used to build new roads. Now we have lots of new roads that going east and west right now because the old ones goes just north and south. The railroad is still far away from the soybean fields, but we hope it's going to be closer year after year.
Transportation costs typically take up 30 to 35% of the price received by farmers in Mato Grosso. As more roads, waterways, and railroads are developed, this cost will drop significantly. And soccer is one of the driving forces behind that. Think China leading up to the 2010 Olympics and what it meant for that country's infrastructure development. And that's what World Cup Soccer is doing for Brazil. It is hosting the meet in 2014, and there is a major push to finish a key rail system in Cuiabá, Mato Grosso, ahead of that time.
There's this east-west railroads is going to be built, and they're planning that in the next 4 years we're going to have a railroad connecting Mato Grosso, central Mato Grosso, to the ports in the east of the country. So it's an east-west railroad that's going to really have a big impact because we already have railroads flowing south, but these railroads charge a lot. They normally charge truck prices because they're the only one available.
While the government and farmers are pushing hard for these changes, the progress has been slow in some areas. This leaves the ultimate success and its impact on the worldwide markets in question for some of the U.S. producers on the trip.
Yes, their state roads are getting better. The rural roads are still very tough. I've heard about the railroad being built ever since 1999. To be honest, I've traveled in Brazil 7 times and I've crossed one set of railroad tracks in these 7 times. So there's a lot of talk about this modernization of railroad. I'll have to see it to believe it.
Much of the emphasis has been on developing state highway systems. Railroads and waterways leading to key ports on the Amazon River have lagged in their development, and that is at the expense of Brazilian producers. Monteiro says just the development of the Tocantins waterway that flows from the center of Brazil to the Amazon River could mean a savings of $30 to $40 a ton of soybean transportation. However, to make that a reality, there are still 4 more locks that must be completed on the river. If and when these projects are completed, you can expect another push of production expansion in Brazil. Reporting from the Top Producer Frontier Study Tour in Brazil, I'm Greg Vincent.
That's